Oh my God, it's finally Friday.
I know, it's been the longest week,
has
in the
killed
history
me.
of Broadway. Welcome, it's May 6th.
This year. Kevin Chamberlin's here.
Yay, from Disaster the Musical. We love
I feel like Kevin Chamberlin, remember when Broadway.com first started, when you and I first started working together?
Yeah, it was all about
Seussical.
Dirty Blonde and Seussical.
It was all about Dirty Blonde and Seussical, and so we like Kevin a lot.
We go way back.
We go way back, and he's in Disaster for a little bit longer. We'll get to that. We're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. I hope everyone
Hello.
is having a good Friday. I'm thrilled that it's Friday. We found out a Broadway show's closing in addition to Disaster yesterday. What's closing now?
Finding Neverland.
Although this is one of those, we're closing in 4 months. Shows, you know what I mean? Shows.
Broadway.com, Audience Choice Award winning Finding Neverland.
It is.
Yeah.
It won last year. Too bad.
I brought my glasses, you guys.
You know, Will Swenson is in Disaster. Isn't he still in it? Did he leave or is he still in it tonight?
One more performance.
Tonight's his last. Yeah.
And then Roger Bart is coming back.
Okay. Hi everyone. Dominic loves Kevin. Who doesn't love Kevin? Okay, so Finding Neverland is closing when? August?
August.
And then they said...
And they're going to tour.
They're going to tour, and then they said they might come back, and they might make a movie. I don't know, they just kind of
they have a lot of
convoluted
They have a lot going on.
message. A lot of things
and they're going to London.
And they're going to London. And then the London Fontaine is where actually Kevin Chamberlin was in The Addams Family, right? We'll tie all the news stories to Kevin.
It's all about Kevin.
It'll be empty, and then a big new musical's gonna have to come in there, and we don't know what yet, but we will by next week.
Hope so.
We will. What else?
There are these two actresses that you may have heard of. One is named Idina Menzel, and one is named Kristen Chenoweth, and they reunited and sang for good the Out of Oz studio sessions.
I saw this video on Monday, actually.
Well, you're very special.
And apparently it was the first time they sang together in 12 years.
That's right. That's right. And they premiered the video at the Second Stage Gala for David Stone, the producer of Wicked.
Yes.
And it's pretty special.
Yeah. I mean, it's for good.
I guess people are clicking on it. People seem to be looking at it.
Yeah, it's blowing up. It's totally blowing up, the internet. Lois is very sad about Finding Neverland. I'm sorry, Lois. But Jennifer can't wait for that tour. Okay.
It's a good show.
And Kathy just said cool. I don't know what she thought was cool, but something was cool.
Kevin Chamberlin. All comes back to Kevin Chamberlin.
People are saying that made us cry in all in the process. Adam, people are crying over Kristen and Idina. They can't get enough of these two.
Because, they're the original witches.
When will they sing again? How many more years?
That's a good question.
Good question.
Well, the 20th anniversary is just around the corner.
I don't know that they haven't. They
years.
weren't at the 10th anniversary.
No, they weren't.
They did. Neither of them were there. So.
But they did reunite for a photo shoot for the 10th anniversary.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, for Entertainment Weekly they did a photo shoot.
Yeah.
Okay. So what else?
We're doing a cultural list of show-stopping numbers of the Broadway season.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah,
rank
so
them.
go ahead and rank them.
Isabel, oh my God, I cried. Everyone was crying last night. I went to see Dear Evan Hansen.
Yeah.
And wow, that's like a big tearjerker. And Ben Platt is giving 300% in that show.
Absolutely.
I mean, I can't think of the last time I saw a young performer. He's what, mid-20s, early to mid-20s?
Yeah.
Giving that kind of
Not
that
since
level.
Alexander Sharp.
I mean, it's over the top, and he won an award today.
He did. He won the Clarence Derwin Award,
which is for
and
newcomers.
so did Alana Arenas. I hope I'm saying that correctly.
Yeah.
So the Clarence Derwin Award is from Actors Equity, and they honor new, upcoming young performers, and they also honor stage vets, and they honored Lois Smith and Bill Camp, who's a Tony nominee for The Crucible.
Oh, we just saw him the other day.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, Bill Camp. Richard Sepp Awards. Who's Richard Sepp?
I can't answer that.
Kevin probably knows.
Kevin, he knows.
Richard
He'll tell you later.
No, okay.
New York Drama Critics Circle.
Oh, right. So this is like that crew of critics.
Mm-hmm.
Generally older white guys. Is that okay to say? Is that okay to say? Is that fair? Every year they decide. Every year they pick an American play.
Yes.
And a musical that are their favorites. Now, last year they picked Hamilton.
That's right. So Hamilton was not eligible this year.
So this year they picked, and I want you to help me with the full title. I'm going to say the short title. Shuffle Along. Or
The Making of the Musical Sensation of 1921 and All That Followed. Is that correct?
Wow, that's good. Yeah.
And The Humans. And those are two of my favorite shows of the year, so I was really happy.
Yeah.
Because I don't usually agree with those critics, those white guys.
Those guys. We know them.
I like them, but I don't always agree with them. But this time I did.
People are excited. Dominic saw Disaster last Friday. It was so fun. Somebody's in Taiwan watching this. Thank you, Taiwan. Thank you for being here. Ben is a great actor. Love him, Book of Mormon. Yeah. So Ben Platt will probably be a Tony nominee next year.
Sure,
I don't
start
know.
your predictions now.
Why not? Let's start early with the predictions. Is that it? It's the weekend.
That's it. But the good news is Kevin Chamberlain's going to sit here now.
All right,
Okay.
let's get him in here.
All right.
Bye, Beth. Have a nice
Bye.
weekend. Everybody, Kevin Chamberlin.
Hey, can I have the glasses?
You can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. You'll be all right. Come on.
Richard Seth, by
Hi.
the way, the
Oh.
Richard Seth Award.
Yeah.
He was a wonderful actor, and he awards $1,000 every year to his favorite performance.
Wow.
On Broadway.
Thank you for dressing up.
I'd love to. Oh, thank you.
I love your bow tie.
Oh, it's my Bertram drag.
It's nice. It's nice, and thank you for being here. Because unfortunately, some bad news came in this week. Disaster!
Yes.
Exclamation point! It is closing when Sunday.
We are closing after over 100 performances,
That's
which
good.
I think is okay. That's
Yeah.
a modest amount, and we struggled for a while. We got great reviews, but
Yeah.
I think I don't know. What's your theory about why we're closing?
About why it's closing?
It's a pretty competitive season this year.
It is a very competitive season.
Mhm.
I think comedy has a hard time, right?
Comedy has I was
Right.
just talking to a friend of mine last night. Where is the Neil Simons of
I
today?
know.
When was the last time on Broadway there was a Boulevard comedy?
Right.
They don't exist. I mean, I think part of it is because ticket prices are so high, and who wants to pay $140 for a comedy, a sitcom
Right.
that they can watch on 32 channels on their Netflix?
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Yeah,
It's-
but seeing a comedy live in a theater is special. It's fun
It
to
is.
laugh with other people.
It
right?
is. It's almost a religious experience, and we're experiencing that night after night. I cannot tell you how many people who've come to the theater going, I didn't expect this. You
Right.
know, my favorite quote is, I paid for a whole seat, but I only used the edge.
Okay, so you are paired in the show with Faith Prince.
Oh
The
yeah,
adorable
who
Faith.
I had adored from afar. You know, I had seen her in Scrambled Feet.
Oh my
Broadway
God!
way
Yeah,
back
that was
when.
one of her first big off-Broadway
Yeah,
things, right?
and of course, Guys and Dolls. Her Adelaide
Of course.
was legendary, and numerous. A Catered Affair,
Yeah.
wasn't? Yeah, remember that one?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
what was some lesser known shows like Who's That in the Picture?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
First
What's
show-
wrong with this picture?
What's wrong with that
What's
picture?
wrong with the picture? Yeah.
One of the first shows that Joe Mantello ever did.
I know.
And so yeah, she's a great broad.
Now, somebody just said, Isabel just asked, what other shows would you love to do with Faith? Is there anything you guys have thought about doing? together?
Yes, actually, we are pitching a Hello Dolly. I want to do Horace to her Dolly.
I'm
Wouldn't
down with that.
Wouldn't that be great?
They're bringing that show back.
Or do I'd have to lose some weight and grow some hair a little bit. I've always wanted to do Sweeney Todd. I've always wanted to play Sweeney
Ooh.
Todd. I mean, that's one of those far off dreams where I could really show off my more opera chops. And she'd make a great Mrs. Lovett.
Yes, that's one of her dream roles.
Yeah.
She stood right here and said that.
Oh,
was one of
did
her
really?
dreams.
I didn't
During
know
her-
that.
During her roll call feature,
Oh.
she brought up. She did it in concert, but she wants to do it again. That's what she said. Well, now they're just asking what show do you want to do with everyone. What show do you want to do with Andrew Martin? Okay, he can do a lot of shows.
Andrea was in Disaster. You know, we did original workshops with her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So Adam is saying I was in Seussical my senior year of my high school. I was a who.
Oh.
That was
Oh.
I remember Seussical. I love Seussical.
Every day at the barricades, you know, where people
Stage
come
door.
At stage door.
Yeah.
I always meet a Horton from
Oh.
community theater productions or high school productions, and I always spend some time with them because it is such a special role.
Yeah.
And that role meant so much to me in the beginning of my career, and your career.
Yeah, my career too. Seussical was big when
Yeah.
we first started.
Yeah.
And and they're all hearing your voice. They're learning it, hearing your voice. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's very
That's
odd.
that's the Broadway
And
history kind of
the
thing.
original JoJo Andrew Keenan Bolger.
I know.
He and I got to reprise our Alone in the Universe number that was from 16 years ago. He's not on the album because his voice changed
Yeah.
before
He talked about
we
that
opened up.
here on Show
Yes, a
People.
great interview.
The pain.
Where he
Thank
wore
you.
those cute shorts.
Yeah, you're wearing little shorts too. They just can't sit.
No.
We're both just wearing
Yeah,
underwear.
we're just adorable down
You
here.
can-
Yeah, and we got to do it at the Easter Bonnet competition this last Tuesday,
awesome.
and it was quite magical with an orchestra, and it was lovely.
Now you've been spending a lot of time on the West Coast, correct?
Yes, I live in Silver Lake in Los Angeles,
Okay.
and I've been doing Jessie for the last 5 years, and and it's now has a spin-off called Bunked, where all the kids are at in summer camp, and Bertram will be making an appearance probably
Nice.
At the summer camp.
Nice. Okay.
But I direct a lot of the episodes.
Oh, cool.
So it's been really fun.
Do you like directing?
Yeah, I love directing sitcoms because it's sort of the marriage of TV and theater.
Yeah.
And we have a live studio audience, so the kids are learning how to hold for laughs, ride over a laugh, and I've had so much fun teaching them, and they taught me a lot of stuff too.
That's great.
Of just getting back to my playful kiddie actor, place where you're like a kid in the sandbox.
So you just came back to New York to do Disaster.
Yes, Seth Rudetsky is one of my oldest friends, and he actually played in the pit of my first Broadway show, which was My Favorite Year.
Wow.
I was in the chorus of My Favorite Year with people like Michael McGraw and Rob Ashford, director and choreographer.
Andrea Martin was in that one too.
Andrea Martin.
I saw that.
It was her first Broadway show too.
Yeah.
So I started in the chorus, kids. Moved my way up. And actually, Stephen Lynn loved me so much in the course of that, and they wrote Horton for me.
See that?
See
that? So you gotta be patient.
There are no small roles.
Any minute you can be
Only bigger ones.
So how are things at the Nederlander with the show closing? I mean, I feel like every time I encountered any of the cast throughout the run, it just seemed like it was such a great family, and everyone just really seemed to really be having fun with each other.
Honest to God, it is the most fun I've ever had on a Broadway stage. I can't remember the last time I have been on the verge of laughter every night. It's like the Carol Burnett show. And I know that this show will have a life beyond Broadway. There's already a lot of interest in regional and international rights.
I heard a rumor you might record it.
We are recording the album next Monday.
Awesome.
This is a Broadway.com
exclusive
break.
Exclusive.
Breaking news. Ding, 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 ding. Breaking
That's
news.
Exciting. That's
yeah,
exciting.
And what's a really cool thing, we're going to actually do full versions.
I was going to ask because in the show, a lot of it is...
It's like,
I call it comedy,
I call it needle drop.
Right.
Where we'll go, look, I know Morse code, knock 3 times on the ceiling, and that's all you get of that song.
Right.
But we're going to actually record some of the songs.
Awesome. So how much, what song are you most excited to sing a big version of?
Well, I was a huge, I hate to admit this, I was a huge Barry Manilow fan.
Who is that? Hello.
I played piano as a kid, and so Daybreak. I get to sing a lot in Daybreak, which is the wonderful, cheesy Barry Manilow song.
Yeah, I'm excited for that track.
But my first 45 I ever bought was "And I'd Really Love to See You Tonight." Remember that?
Yeah,
I know that song. And I sing along to it every night backstage, and then out of the corner of my eye, I'll see stagehands in their late 50s going, it's the only show I've ever seen stagehands singing along, because usually they're like, this music, I hear it 8 times a week, please shut up. But these tunes, they're so timeless that they actually...
If only more stagehands didn't buy full price tickets.
Oh.
I mean, come on, how do we tap that audience? Unemployed stagehands. Christina was really looking forward to seeing the show this summer. Well, Christina, you will have this album to enjoy. Hopefully that'll be out soon.
And Lincoln Center is preserving it for the archives.
Oh, nice. Okay.
They're recording it on Saturday.
So everyone's good over there. Everyone's having a good time.
I think they are. I mean, this was a little premature.
Of course.
We thought we'd go till July, but a lot of people already have other stuff lined up. It's an incredibly talented cast, and so I'm looking forward. I'm very homesick. I'm ready to go back home, and you're going to see a lot more from the ensemble, which they're all young and they're already getting bites for new jobs. So we all are very supportive. It's one of the most supportive casts I've ever worked with.
So you always have your eye on Broadway, even if you're in California, you're always thinking of Broadway jobs.
Always. This is where I'm most comfortable. This is where I thrive. This is the community that I grew up in. There really isn't a community per se in LA.
Yeah.
Because everyone's in tiny studios,
Right.
But we are all in 11 blocks, really 12 blocks. And we all eat dinner between shows together and do the charity work, which really, that's the biggest difference between, I've done shows in the West End, and every West End actor that comes over here, they're like, we don't have this. The Easter bonnet and the Gypsy of the Year. brings together this community in such a beautiful way.
Yeah.
And they're very envious of us in that regard.
I think the problem in the West End is that the streets don't line up. So there's just too many curves. And
Yeah,
it's just hard
too many
to
triangles.
You need to square. You need to block everyone in.
The grid pattern was brilliantly designed. Just numbers, kids. You'll never get lost.
Never get lost.
Nope.
Just look at the numbers. So your final weekend, so it closes Sunday, right? And Will Swenson is in it tonight.
This is Will's last night.
He
Roger,
did this week.
Yeah, Roger was off for a week.
Right.
Roger's doing episodes.
Right.
That
Yeah.
TV show.
Episodes of episodes.
And that was already in his contract.
So he's back tomorrow.
He's back tomorrow, and we get to actually have a little reunited, and it feels so good with Roger. And I'm glad that he was able to make it back for the final three.
So do you get sad, or do you just how do you go through the final weekend of a Broadway closing?
I bawl on the drop of a hat. I'm a big baby that way. Buckets of tears will be happening on Sunday, and then lots of drinking.
Tears and drinking. That's the showbiz way, right?
That's right.
Just tears and drinking.
And you sober up, and then next day you have a new audition.
And then you get to go back to California, sunny California. I'm a little jealous of that.
This whole thing with Adina and Kristen and the Out of Oz studio, I want to do like a jazz version of Wonderful, of that song Wonderful, of the Joel Gray.
That'd be great. Yeah, the Wizard song.
Yeah, the Wizard song.
You want to do a jazz
And
version?
then maybe David Stone will get me over there. Maybe that'll be my next job.
That'd be good. You'd be great.
Do a write-in vote.
Write in vote, everybody. Wicked.
Would I be a good wizard?
Wicked.
I think so.
Okay, we're gonna let everyone go. So we also your pre-show ritual. Do you have one?
I go, showtime.
I adore you, Kevin. It's been really nice to have you back in these 11 blocks, and I hope that you have a nice time in California, out in the sun, and relax, have a nice summer, TV.
And I'll be back.
And you'll be back. You'll be back. I'm so excited to see you back. So thank you so much for being here, and everyone, check us back on Monday, live at 5. Have a good weekend.
Bye.
Bye.